Welcome to Proficient's weekly series of webinars. This is Saturday, 12th of May 2018. Myself, Shumoy Goswami, and I welcome you all. Today, we will be talking about the analytical part of today's market conditions in Indian context and in global context. As you are aware, for the past few weeks, we were talking about different aspects of technical analysis, especially we have talked about moving averages, various aspects of moving averages, and also MetaStruct programming language. And we are using all those knowledges in our market analysis, right? This analysis is being conducted absolutely from technical perspective. We are not considering anything else, neither the global perspective nor any other fundamental things. And we are generating trades, and we are explaining trades with stop loss and all these things, right? So let's start today's session. Today, as usual, we will again start with the American index, the global index, the SPX, which is the S&P 500. This is the chart, the daily chart of S&P 500, as you can see. And right now it is trading at 27.27 as of yesterday's closing. And as you can see from this chart, that this index S&P 500 is trading above both the moving averages, the 200-day, which is the red one, and the 50-day, which is the blue one. Apart from that, what I can see is if we convert this S&P 500 chart into weekly time frame, then we can get a clearer view, right? As you can see here, that since February or end of January, there was a top in third or fourth week of January in S&P 500, and since then it has been trading in a weak choppy mode, right? Certain lower top, lower bottom formation have been seen. Now, if we can imagine a downward trend line from January top till March or April bottom, then this downward trend line has been broken for sure, right? Last week we have got a rise of nearly 2.5% in S&P 500, and this has actually broken out of the downward trend line. So from this point, we can say that chances are high that the S&P 500 will resume its primary uptrend, right? This is pretty clear in weekly time frame, but in daily time frame things are a bit more chaotic, right? But one thing is for sure, that this index has not broken its 200-day moving average convincingly, although there was a minor breaking on first week of April, as you can see from this chart. But on the following week it actually recovered, and it has taken the support from 200 DMA many a times, and right now it is again going above both the 200 and the 50-day moving averages. So we have reasons to be bullish in this index, right? So if S&P 500 gives us a bullish opinion, then chances are high that in India we can get some upward movement as well, right? I'm coming to Indian perspective later, but before that, let me go to a few important commodity charts. Here I'm opening the chart of the gold, right? What is there in gold? Gold has been muted, right, for past several weeks and past several months, and it has also come down in April and first week of May. but not broken its 200 DMA as yet, right? It has actually taken support from 200 DMA, but it has been weak, right? Right now it is trading at $13.20 per ounce level, and it is trading below its 50-day moving average. But if the May bottom, which was established at around 1305 level, is broken, and we are having to see lower prices for gold in that case, right? And why this is happening, let me show you. Let me show you the chart of dollar index, right? This is the dollar index chart, and as you can see, since middle of April, dollar index, which is a measurement of how the US fiat currency is trading, US fiat currency, which is dollar, is quoting against 5 other major global currencies. That is what the dollar index measure, and we can see that dollar index has made a significant bottom in middle of April, right, at around 99 level, and since at around 90 level, and since then it has really taken off, right? It has really taken off. It has violated, it has first broken out above its 50-day moving average, then it has broken its 200-day moving average, and it has gone as high as 93 level, and now it is quoting at 92.5. So there is some strength in dollar index, and this is one of the main reasons that gold is weak. You know why? Because gold is again denominated in dollar terms. So if dollar gets stronger, gold will become weak, and in fact all other commodities will become weak. So I'm again opening the chart of gold here, right? As you can see, gold has made a top at around the same time, which is the middle of April, and after that, as dollar index was rising, gold was falling. So that's the inverse relationship between dollar index and gold. When the dollar index gets stronger, gold becomes weak, and vice versa. The point to note here is that again, if 200 DMA gets broken for gold, which is at around 1307 level, and if 1305 level gets broken, then there is weakness ahead for gold. And right now it is trading in weakness and in a slight choppy mode, right? But things are a bit different in crude oil, right? I'm showing you the chart of crude oil. Although crude oil again is denominated in dollar terms, but there is no such weakness like gold in crude oil. What is the reason behind this? There is some fundamental factors which are acting here, which is the global supply, right? As US is imposing its sanctions over Iran, there is some concern over the supply of crude oil, and that is actually overriding the strength in dollar index. And because of this supply concern in crude oil prices are actually rising. Now, this rising trend in crude oil is nothing new, and if we open the weekly chart of crude oil, we can see that the uptrend is now nearly a year old, right? The uptrend actually started from $42 in June of 2017, and right now it is trading at $70, right? So what lies ahead for crude oil? Crude oil is very likely to continue in its upward trend, and 67 mark has been established as a good support area. Pullbacks will be good times to enter long in crude oil. Pullback at around 69 levels will be some good opportunity to enter long in crude oil. 67 will be the stop loss. So that's the view in major commodities. In gold, we are giving a bearish opinion provided 1305 gets broken, $1305 per ounce. And in crude oil, we are giving a bullish opinion with overall stop loss at $67 per barrel, and we are recommending buying on pullback at around $69 levels, $69 per barrel levels, right? And in SPX, which is the S&P 500, we are giving you a bullish opinion because we can see that some important intermediate downward trend lines has been broken, and prices are trading above major moving averages of 200 and 50 day, and that's the most important thing. Now let's come back to our Indian perspective, right? What is happening in India? This is the chart of Nifty on daily time frame. Please take a look. We had a very healthy gain yesterday, where market closed above nearly 90 points, and we closed above 10,800 level, which is actually above the February highs, right? Yeah, this horizontal line shows our present closing, and this closing is not yet above the February high. The February high is still higher, but yeah, it is closing near to its 3-month high, right? Now, you might be aware that in these weekly webinars, we had given our bullish opinion for the past 1 month, right? And you were also aware of the reason behind this. We have opened 3 pens. The lowermost pen, you can see the daily chart of Nifty. In the uppermost pen and in the middle one, you are seeing 2 different indexes, 2 different oscillators that we have created in this webinar as well, and I have explained the rationale behind these indicators in many of our previous webinars. You can go back and check the conceptions. This much I can say right now, that these indicators, which is called a Proficient Moving Average Rainbow Bullish, the blue one, and the red one we have named Proficient Moving Average Rainbow Bearish. These 2 indicators are actually derived from moving averages, right? But we have not used moving average, any one particular moving average. We have used a cluster of moving averages. That is why the name rainbow is given. There is 6 or 7 moving averages, and we have given the slope of the moving average. We have given most importance to the slope of the moving averages, right? When all the moving averages that we are considering, generally from 50 to 40-day moving averages, 6 moving averages we have taken, all the moving averages are sloping upward. The bullish rainbow indicator will give us at +1 reading. This is when that signal came, and it was on 23rd of April, right? And from this day, our system gave us a bullish signal, and we have been conveying this message to you for past this many days. So this is nothing new to you. There is no X factor in our analysis. We are not giving you something which we have not explained, right? And also you have to consider one thing, that there are many fundamental factors. Those are playing around across the globe or across our nation at any given point of time, but we are not paying heed to all those incidents. Like suppose there is a possibility of global trade war between US and China, but we have not factored this in our analysis, right? Because these are random factors. These things keep coming, keep going. We cannot create a definitive trading system based on these news. These are distractions for us, right? Now there is an important election in Karnataka, which is taking place today, Saturday, 12th of May, and the results are expected on Tuesday. We do not know what is going to happen. Maybe market has been factoring some outcome, which may be right, which may be wrong. We do not know about it. But we are purely going by the prices, and that is the most important thing of our analysis, that we are not considering all these random factors that keep coming and keep going. And whatever we are deriving here, we are explaining it to you in definitive words, so that you can also use these conceptions in your own trading and in your own analysis, right? So that is why I'm explaining why we had given a bullish opinion on this particular day, right? Why we had given a bullish opinion on this particular day here is simply because our indicator had turned from 0 to 1 on this day. That was a bullish indicator, and the bearish one was already giving us no signal. Since on this particular day all the moving averages had been sloping upward, and we got a signal, we are giving a bullish opinion. And unless the bearish rainbow indicator gives us a higher value, this bullish opinion will remain intact, right? I'm saying this because do not worry about this signal, right? When this signal came down for only one day and again it went higher, this thing does not mean anything, right? Once we have got a bullish signal from this rainbow bullish indicator, unless there is another signal from the bearish indicator, this signal remains intact. Now whatever is seen here is immaterial. For a bearish signal to come, we have to see all the moving averages sloping downward, and the prices have also violated some important moving averages. Unless that is happening, and that is a very robust solution for trend indicator, right? Very robust solution. Unless that is happening, our bullish opinion remains intact. So that is how we analyze Nifty in the present context of the market. We are reiterating our bullish opinion. Now let's look at the chart. We are seeing a series of higher tops and higher bottoms, and yesterday we also see a new higher top, whereas the last bottom was made on 4th of May at around 10,680 level on closing basis. So unless this bottom gets violated, this upward trend, short-term upward trend, remains intact. And again, we will wait to see a new signal from these rainbow indicators, right? So that is our opinion in Nifty. We are giving bullish criteria. We are giving a bullish opinion, and unless 10,600 gets broken decisively, this opinion holds true. Having said that, now we are going to give you certain stocks to trade for the next week, both bullish and bearish. First of all, I hope you remember that 2 weeks ago I had given you the idea that FMCG index the FMCG index was doing good, and it was trading at its life high. Although Nifty is not trading in its life high, it is still some way behind its life high. But FMCG index was actually trading at its life high. Since then, the index has retraced a bit, but this is a normal retraction. This is a normal pullback, and the overall strength is remaining intact. So here again, I am reiterating my earlier opinion that FMCG stocks are the sectors to be in right now. They are the most happening stocks as of now, apart from certain banking stocks that I'll be telling you later. Among these FMCG stocks, the best one that comes to mind, I'm only giving you the best FMCG stocks, and Hindustan Unilever continues to outperform, right? For the past few days, it had retraced a bit, and it was giving lower top, lower bottom formation on a very small time frame. But as of yesterday, the way it moved, it seems that the pullback is over, and the previous uptrend is very likely to continue. So first of all, I'm giving Hindustan Unilever as our buying candidate, right? We have traded also this stock in our own portfolio in our proprietary account, and this is a long-term bullish stock, right? This is a long-term bullish stock. As you can see, the long-term chart is pretty bullish, right? So there is not much doubt, and in the short term, it is also looking good, right? As of now, it is trading at 1504. You can keep a stop loss at around this region, which is 1480, and trade from the long side. Jubel Food, again, continues to enthrall us, and it is outperforming, although for the past 1 week, it has retraced, right? It has retraced, and that is why I'm showing this chart to you. See, any uptrend is consisting of series of higher tops and higher bottoms, and this stock again had made a new higher top on 7th of May, which is Monday, last Monday, and since then it has been coming down, and this pullback is the second screen of our triple screen trading system. As I told you earlier, that there will be 3 screens. The first screen will show us whether the stock is in an uptrend or not. This stock is in an uptrend, so Jubel Food qualifies for our first screen. The second screen shows whether the stock is in a pullback or not. Yes, the stock is showing a pullback, so Jubel Food again qualifies for the second screen. And third screen will ensure whether this pullback is completing or not. Now this will be, I'm not saying confirmation, but the end of the pullback will gain more credibility once the price goes ahead 25.15, which is Friday's low, right? As you can see, every day from the previous Tuesday, the prices have been making lower highs and lower lows. So once the Friday's high of 25.15 gets broken, sometimes in Monday or Tuesday, so this series will be ending, and that will be, I'm not saying that is sure shot trading, that is a guaranteed trading, but at that point we will have a low risk entry point, because the last bottom was also at 24.32 level, and here also on Friday prices made a similar low. So we can say that we had a type of double bottom area, and after making this double bottom, if prices really goes above 25.15 or 25.20 or levels, then chances are high that this double bottom is actually providing support, and in that case the previous top of 26.68 or 26.70 approximately will be the nearest target for Jobo Food, right? So this stock will remain in our radar for the next week, right? This is another stock from this sector. I will also like to draw your attention to one of the higher priced stocks, which is Britannia, which is a superb stock, excellent chart, very much alike Hindustan Unilever or the Jobo Food like of things. And again, Britannia is in a consolidation mode, and it is likely breaking out of its consolidation mode. So and that too making nearly a similar bottom, two bottoms at nearly similar prices. So chances are high that the primary uptrend will continue from here, and one can also trade Britannia from the long side. You have to keep a stop loss at around 53.50 levels or 53.40 levels to be precise, and trade long, right? So Britannia is one of another of our pickup in this sector. I had told you earlier about ITC, and ITC is continuing, it's holding its gain. It has made a significant bottom in first week of April, and since then it has appreciated in prices. ITC is again likely to move higher, but it will be a bit longer term play. It will not be as short term as we are expecting in Jobo Food or Britannia or Hindustan Unilever kind of things. The level of 295 is important for ITC, right? Yeah, this one. 295 is important for ITC. ITC needs to take out this level first of all, and if ITC can go above this level, then chances are high that the previous years, July 2007's big gap down, big gap that is still open as of now, is likely to be closed, and in that case target for ITC will be 340, right? But again, I'm reiterating that it will be a bit longer term play, and one has to check out whether 295 is being taken out or not, right? I'm just showing you this chart for a long term play. Okay, so these four picks are there in our FMCG sector for next week or for the next few weeks. And I will also like to show you one of the banking stocks, which is, in fact, Bank Nifty has been doing pretty well. Sometimes it has been outperforming Nifty, right? So banking stocks, we have to keep vigil on them. And I can show you HDFC Bank to be especially interesting, right? Because look at the chart. The chart is anyway showing a series of higher tops, higher bottoms. There is no doubt about it. Whatever you can see on my screen is the daily chart of HDFC Bank of past 1 week. So HDFC Bank again on Friday closed at its life high, or yeah, closed at its life high on a closing basis, right? This is, you can say, a double top resistance area, but actually in an uptrend, all resistances are broken. So we are expecting HDFC Bank to break this level as well. It has already broken. There is no doubt about it on closing basis, right? Overall stop loss for short-term traders will be at 1954 or 1950 levels. That is if you buy here. But a better stop loss is here, which is at 1910 levels. And if these levels are not broken, I just say, and as you can see, the stock has taken several attempts to break this moving averages, which is 100-day moving average, but it has not broken it, and it has given a new life high closing as of yesterday. So this stock continues to remain an outperformer, and it is again a short-term play as well as a long-term play. So I'm just identifying you these stocks, giving you stop loss for the next week. But you have to keep in mind that these stocks are really very, very good for long term, right? So HDFC Bank I am also showing you, and I will also like to show you another fantastic stock, which is Ashok Leyland. Again, I had shown you this stock earlier many times, and the stock Ashok Leyland continues to remain outperformer. And here we are seeing a very interesting pattern in Ashok Leyland as well, right? Past week when Nifty gained a lot, actually Ashok Leyland retraced. But this retracement or pullback is very healthy for this kind of uptrend, and chances are very high that the previous uptrend will be resumed. And this again, as you can see, that is quite conforming to our conception of triple sprint trading system. As you can see, there is a series of higher tops and higher bottoms, so it is a primary uptrend. And at the right of the chart, you can see 3 black candles, which has taken the prices low to nearly 160 odd levels from the high of 167. So this is a pullback, which is our second screen. And on Friday, it has formed an inside bar formation, right? An inside bar formation. That is, Friday's high and low are both inside Thursday's high and low. So this increases the possibility of the reversal of the short-term downtrend, right, for Ashok Leyland. So therefore, chances are high again for the uptrend to resume, and you will have to put a stop loss at around 160 level for Ashok Leyland. And right now it is trading at 161.9 or 162 odd levels. So stop loss will be 160 and target will be 168 for Ashok Leyland, right? Now, all these stocks that I told you so far, that is Britannia, Hindustan Unilever, ITC, Juhu Food, HDFC Bank, and Ashok Leyland, belong to the large cap sector. But if Nifty really continues to perform well, then not only the large cap sectors, mid cap and small cap sectors are also likely to remain very good for the next week, right? So I'm showing you few exceptionally strong exceptionally strong mid cap and small cap stocks. Those you can trade for good profits. Of course, there will be some stop loss. First of all, I'm showing you this stock, AMG Land Holdings. This is a new stock. This is a new entrant to the market, but it has formed a significant bottoms at around 24 odd levels. The prices are less. The prices are 33.50 as of now. It has formed a significant bottom at 23 or 24 odd levels, and since then it has broken out. A pullback, a small pullback is possible. 30 to 31 will be a good entry point for this stock. Overall stop loss will be 26, and you can trade this stock from the long side, right? Cyient is another favorite stock of mine. Look at the chart. The chart says everything. It does not require any explanation. The trend is up, 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 and going. And in third week of April, it has really gained momentum after a big breakout gap. It has really gained momentum and making new high almost on regular interval. So I'm just showing you this chart, and I'm recommending you to buy on pullbacks because these stocks are quite volatile at these levels, and the range of high and low is quite long. So overall stop loss for this stock will be 800, and 850 levels will be, or 840 levels will be good buying opportunity. We have to wait. If these levels come, you will definitely enter. And we do not know how far this stock can go, so I cannot give you any target on this, but the stop loss will be at 800. Here is another stock, eMark. This is the stock, eMark. Again, this stock, as you can see, was trading in a choppy range for 3 or 4 months from January to last week of April, and something good happened in this stock in last week of April, and the stock has really taken off from there, right? From 1500 odd levels, it has come to 2100 in 4 weeks. So the momentum is pretty clear. Pullback is possible. Overall stop loss will be at 2000 levels, and this is another buying candidate from the mid cap sector, right? Mishra Dhatu Nigam, very new entrant to the stock market, and it was making headlines by virtue of its making upper circuits in third week of April. After making a high at 170 odd levels, it has entered into a choppy phase, but do not forget about this stock. The stock can again resume its uptrend once this level is taken out, right? This level is at 155 odd level. So keep an eye on this stock. I'm not saying to buy Mishra Dhatu Nigam right now, but if you are seeing a closing above 155, I will recommend you to buy there, right? Because the uptrend is not suspended as yet. The uptrend is not over as yet. It is only in a pause mode, right? It can resume anytime. And once it closes above 155, the possibility of resumption is quite high. So keep an eye on this stock. And another stock I want to show you is GSS Infotech, right? So I have collected all these stocks across all the sectors, and I have given you large cap stocks, and these are the mid cap stocks. Uh, as you can see, there was a lot of volatility yesterday in this stock, but the long-term uptrend remains intact. And yeah, series of higher bottoms are visible, quite visible. Uh, Currently, it is trading at 93 odd levels. I'd recommend buying on pullback at around 85 odd levels. Okay, welcome back. I think we had lost the audio. Now it is all right. I have given you the main ideas for the next week. Uh, Now, I also want to give you certain stocks. Those are exceptionally weak, even in the present market conditions. And you can trade this stock from the short side, right? Uh, See what is happening in Idea Cellular. I have shown this stock many a times in many of our previous presentations, and Idea continues to remain weak. I'm not recommending you to sell it right now here, but we have to wait if there is any pullback of any sort, right? Now the telecom sector is fundamentally weak for many reasons, we know, right? So Idea Cellular, the likes of Bharti Airtel, right? These stocks continue to remain big, and these stocks are good shorting candidate. Once there is a pullback, we will get selling opportunity. So just because the market is rising doesn't mean all the stocks are rising. There are underperformers, there are outperformers. So underperformers are these stocks. These are meant to be selling candidates. We will look for selling opportunities. And there are many other stocks like BEL, right? Bharat Electronics. Yeah, you can see the series of lower top and lower bottoms for this stock. So on any day there is a pullback, you will be sure that this is a selling opportunity and not a buying opportunity. Do not think the stock is oversold. Yes, the stock is oversold, but we do not know how long an oversold stock can remain oversold. So it is safe to trade along with the trend. Do not buy these kind of stocks just because they're looking exceptionally cheap, right? It is okay to buy cheap, but it is not okay to buy a downtrending stock. These are downtrending stocks. So you cannot buy these stocks, right? At least from technical perspective, and I cannot recommend you to buy these stocks. These are selling candidates. Any pullbacks will be selling opportunities for the stocks. Bhushan Steel, yes, you can see the Bhushan Steel, the series of lower tops and lower bottoms. You can see Aban Offshore. This is an exceptionally big stock. Many attempts of pullbacks have been failed historically, and it is now, right now trading at an important support level of 165 region. If 165 gets broken, 160 gets broken, there is even lower prices ahead for the stock. So keep an eye on these stocks. If market, wherever the market is going, these stocks are not going to show strength. So these are good selling opportunities. So that's it. So in this presentation, I gave you an overall view of the market, global market, commodity markets, and in our present context of Nifty, what we can do, what we can expect in Nifty, what could be our good buying candidates, what is our good selling candidates. I hope you have enjoyed it. You will like to use these conceptions in stock selections that we have made for you in your trading for the next few weeks. Keep watching us. We are conducting this seminar every Saturday, and we are also putting this recording in YouTube in our own Proficient channel. So keep subscribing these channels, and keep enjoying, keep coming back. And whenever there is any problem, you can ask questions, and I'll definitely try to reply to your query. Okay. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now. Bye.